Goodwin Granger, a Michigan-born angler, moved to Denver in about 1908. Started building rods somewhere in the late 1910s up toward 1920. The first rods that he built were while he was with his brothers in a mercantile business. He first advertised his rods in 1919 and produced a catalog of rods that were suited for western angling, dealing with large bodies of water and pretty stiff winds. Mr. Granger became enamored with tournament casting, was very accomplished, won an event, came in third at a national event, so popularity of his rods grew. It would be about 1925 when Mr. Granger hired Bill Phillipson, who would run the company after Granger passed in 1931. One of the things that Mr. Phillipson introduced in 1932 was the Granger knurled up-locking reel seat, which helps us to put this rod somewhere between 1932 and 1941. 1941, the Granger Company, managed by Bill Phillipson, was leased by Wright and McGill, who ultimately purchased the company in 1951. This particular rod is a Granger Favorite. It's one of their mid-grade rods, but certainly high quality. It has wonderful cane intermediate wraps. It is inked on one of the flats, Granger Favorite. This is a 9-foot, 7-weight rod that weighs 5.5 ounces. It should have more than enough power to handle any largemouth bass.
Most people, when they think of Arkansas, they think of the White River or the Little Red. The Little Red held the world record brown trout for several years. We actually have a unique opportunity to fish this 260-acre reservoir behind us that's got a whole bunch of largemouth in it, so it's going to be cool to fish it. The museum sent us this beautiful 9-foot, 7-weight Goodwin Granger rod. When I was unboxing this rod, I started to have all kinds of weird feelings about nostalgia. You know, I grew up with my dad taking me fishing, fished with my step-grandpa some, and it kind of makes me think back to when the guy that owned this rod, when he unboxed it, you know, what he thought. Every time I pull my fly rod out of the case, it just feels special. Like I know I'm getting to get out there on the river, get a break from my day-to-day. The work that the museum does in preserving fly fishing and the history of fly fishing, it's really important to make sure that those items are archived and that those stories are told.
Hey!
There we go.
He's cute.
Yeah, I had a lot of great mentors growing up. So much of the information that I've been learned has been from person to person. It's just a great profession to be in, and for me, the community of it means more. And again, sharing the story of this fly rod. The craftsmanship of this rod is absolutely amazing. I mean, the cork is flawless. The reel seat is super cool. Never seen one like this. I mean, the way that the ferrules and guides are wrapped on, I mean, they're beautiful. And even the varnish that's put on this rod is just amazing. It's really been a pleasure to fish this rod. When you fish bamboo, just take your time, slow down, enjoy casting. Let the rod load and let the rod do the work. Fly fishing 50 years ago is nowhere near the same as it is today. So for me, that's just super cool to be able to look back on how far we've come in this sport and to see where we're at in the next 50 years. I loved fighting the fish on this rod. It definitely had a really soft tip on it, and so I didn't have to worry about breaking anything off on hook sets. It was very forgiving. You're able to feel them a lot more than a conventional rod, the super fast action. Definitely can't wait to get out and fish bamboo again.